Yesterday, the bike was still in Slovenia in the forests, battling the bears in the wilderness, and today it is here on the 1000 PS HOTLAP Test Track. What can the Brixton Storr do? The answer is in this video. Yes, at 1000 PS, there are no easy test environments. You might still be able to see it from the splashes of mud and from the insect impacts here from the countless mosquitoes. My colleague Gregor has been riding the motorbike exactly as it is now, off-road in Slovenia. There'll be a great video going online on our channel as well. Very intense. Here at 1000 PS, we don't just test superficially. We really put a lot of kilometers on them. And I want to find out for you here on the 1000 PS test track, how do motorbikes behave when you use them hard? So, harsher braking maneuvers, higher lean angles, lots of pressure through the corners with the ambition to ride fast. I reckon that might be important for some of you because that's when you find out, is it a safe motorbike? Is it a fast motorbike? Is it a good motorbike? And I have to say, I'm positively surprised by the Brixton Crossfire Storr. The thing is, it's designed for off-road riding. Even the tires, these Pirelli Scorpion Rally STR, are 50-50 rubber. That means it was ridden like that on gravel as well. I've been out here on the test track now, and then it's like this. When you sit up on it, you immediately get that harmonious, pleasant, typical travel enduro feeling. Accessible, linear, pleasant handling, a characteristic of this motorbike that means I'd say after one lap, already riding at a good level. Nimble but not tippy, not nervous, pleasant ride comfort. But one thing immediately stands out. When you place your foot on the foot peg here and start moving around, you bump into the bulky clutch bulge that sticks out here. I'm curious what Gregor says about that in the off-road video. It's surely a bit annoying too when you have to get in there with your boot. I noticed that straight away. But then we got going, flicking it quickly through the corners, and I fairly soon forgot that there are actually knobbly tires on it. I mean, today we've got over 30 degrees of asphalt temperature here, and the tires handled these 10 laps just fine. Breathtakingly good tires. Sometimes the foot pegs even scraped. So hats off for something new as well. Off-road, on gravel, you've mastered one tricky section or another. Then it's like this. As usual with these accessible enduros, where you want to appeal to a broad target group, it's like you sit on it and you're integrated into the machine a bit. And because of that, it wasn't possible for me just now to shuffle further forwards in a supermoto style to build more pressure on the front wheel. That means the tire wouldn't have kept up anymore, but the riding position was also somewhat limited at a certain point. I couldn't get further forwards. I couldn't put more pressure on the front wheel. But maybe that was a good thing as well. In that respect, those were basically the limits. It's a travel enduro, but it's a travel enduro that I enjoy riding sportily around here. A bit annoying, and I don't know what it was like off-road. The pressure point is a mix of firm and indifferent, so I didn't feel exactly what the front end was doing with me. The braking performance was fine. It was also the case that the electronic rider aids didn't ruin my eagerness to get stuck in. So no problem from that side. But the pressure point somehow gave me very little feedback. Otherwise, I got the feedback I needed from the bike to sense, okay, where its limits are. On the one hand, when the lean angle starts to touch down. On the other hand, when, yes, during the braking maneuvers too, at some point, the fact that the suspension components and all of that are set up for comfort, set up for off-road. And that, of course, means there's also a bit too much movement in the bike. And then at some point, the dynamics are spent. The motorbike here, I think, is quicker than other motorbikes in this engine capacity class. I think that's down to the handling. As a rider, you very quickly get into the position where you've got the bike in the right road attitude. You're very quickly on the right line. And there it can really make the most of its displacement advantage. Put simply, that it's operating in this smaller capacity class. So the motorbike feels light, rides in an accessible way. And for a lot of riders, for me as well, that's a characteristic that makes it a fundamentally fast motorbike. And one limit is, of course, at some point, this off-road tire. I did sometimes notice it starting to whimper slightly. And then I thought, okay, that's the limit now. And we don't want to overstrain the knobs either. All in all, a likable addition to the market. I hope the company KSR, which was in financial turbulence last year as well, I hope they've stabilized the situation now, that they can provide brilliant structures, brilliant conditions for this fascinating and enriching motorbike. That dealers now find stable circumstances. That's what we hope for. A genuinely great opportunity. 1. And it now slots into a line of likable motorbikes like the CF MOTO 450MT, but BMW is also bringing out the BMW F450 GS. So there are insanely nice and lots of great motorbikes for the coming season. And you can look forward to some comparison tests. So subscribe to the channel